Good afternoon, No Finish Line Nation. I am here today to bring to you another episode of Coffee Talk on this June 27th, 2017. So I just wanted to catch up with everybody real quick. I didn't get one out this morning because I was in the midst of doing a lot of yard work. We hired some guys to come in and take down a 150-foot pine tree that was out in the yard, knock it down. Be able to clean up all the materials, trim out some of the branches from the house that was dropping some sap and stuff like that on the house. So it was a good day. It was a really busy morning. We got up early, and I'm about 4 cups of coffee in. So I don't have coffee on me right now, but I do have my water right here that I've got going on. So today's coffee talk is all about little changes making big differences, right? So I wrote it. I just posted it on Connect just now. But here's the reason why I'm thinking this. So yesterday was a great coffee talk. I loved some of the responses that I got from everybody on the coffee talk. I loved the fact that we were able to really dig into some of the ways that we are approaching the program around, instead of hitting reset, instead of hitting the reset button, we can hit the learn and grow button. And it was so much great dialogue. I really appreciate everybody's insight and some additions to it and all that good stuff. With that being said, today's coffee talk is more about small changes making big differences. So today, when we were watching the guys, they were out there doing all the work on their on the trees and the branches and whatever. We took a total of one, maybe a half tree, and then a small tree down. And my house is riddled with tons and tons of trees throughout the whole entire property because we're right on the marsh and in the woods. And some branches that were taken down, probably around, 15 to 20 branches, not too much, just enough to be able to take it from overhanging the house so that we wouldn't have continue to ruin our roof that we have here on the house. So after everything was done, they swept everything, they cleaned everything out, they did everything that they needed to do to be able to knock it out. Here's the funny thing. When it got done, I went back and I took a picture of the whole entire landscape of everything. And it was only a small amount of changes. It only took them like 2.5 hours to get everything done. The guys were great at what they did. And when they knocked it all down, they pulled it all out, they cut everything up, they shredded a bunch of stuff, and then they put it into the mulcher, and then they were out of here. And so we took a picture of it, and I told my wife, I said, babe, listen, that the changes that they made there to the stuff that they did, although it was minimal, made such a huge difference where it opened up the landscape to more light coming in. We had more space. It just seemed like it just refaced the whole entire yard, right? And then I was thinking, I went inside and I was thinking to myself, I said, man, how often do we think to ourselves, small little changes can make such a big difference in our journey too, right? So how many times have you gone to get a haircut, taken off, I don't know, an inch of hair, and then felt like a whole new woman or man, right? How many times have you trimmed up the beard, right? Trimmed up all the extra stuff that's growing in, and you get it going sharp, and it's all you do is just shave it up and trim it or whatever and make it look really nice, and you feel like a whole new man. How many times have you gone and bought a brand new pair of sneakers if you're a runner and you've been running with the same one for the last 3 to 4 months, but you get a lot of miles in, a lot of steps in, and then you buy a new pair and you feel like you can go run a half marathon, even though yesterday you were feeling the same way that you were today, but one pair of sneakers is a small change that can make such a big difference. So think about that, right? The small changes that you make here, you may think need to be monumental and huge and giant changes to be able to make a big difference, but they don't have to be, right? Small changes make big differences. So if you're making a small lifestyle change where you're changing your eating habits, or you're changing that you're not eating past a certain time of the day, or you're eating more proteins, or you're doing different stuff, or you're just here on your 3rd day or 4th day on your program, whatever program that you're doing, and at the end of the day, you're looking at it to say, man, what am I doing this for? I know I'm really here, but this, that, and the other, and you really just think about the fact that you're here, and you're making a small change that can lead to monumental changes down the road. Think about that, right? Every little thing that you're doing towards your journey, towards your health, towards your mental state, towards everything makes a big difference in the grand scheme of things. It may not seem that way because it doesn't seem like a ginormously huge type of change that's occurring or something that's epic or anything like that. It doesn't have to be. We want it to be because we want it to make a huge impact. But to tell the truth, at the end of the day, guess what? That small change you make makes huge differences. Okay? We'll talk later, everybody. I hope that you can get something from this coffee talk, much like you did yesterday's. It meant a lot to me when I was just kind of thinking about it and reflecting. And I wasn't going to do a coffee talk today, but I knew I had to put something together after I was thinking about the major impact that it had on our yard, and then also in my mental side of things. Okay, have a great Tuesday, everybody. Stay on track, stay on point, go beast mode, do all the things that you like to do, and we'll talk later. Okay, thanks. Bye bye.